It is generally not recommended to use a shock collar on a German Shepherd or any other breed of dog at any age. Shock collars are a type of aversive training device that delivers an electric shock to the dog's neck or body when the dog performs an undesirable behavior or does not obey a command. These collars are controversial and have been shown to be ineffective and potentially harmful to the well-being of dogs. They can cause physical pain, fear, and stress, and can lead to behavioral problems such as aggression and anxiety. There are more humane and effective ways to train and manage a German Shepherd's behavior, such as using positive reinforcement techniques and behavior modification. If you are having trouble training your German Shepherd or managing their behavior, it is best to consult with a professional dog trainer or a veterinarian for advice. Are you frustrated with your dog's misbehavior? Have you ever considered using a shock collar as a quick fix? Electric shocks are used in shock collars, also known as e-collars or electronic collars, to try to influence your dog's behavior. But, before you grab for the remote, keep in mind that shock collars might cause more harm than good. In this video, we'll reveal the shocking reality about shock collars and why they aren't the solution to your dog's behavioral issues. Keep watching to find out what you should attempt instead. What exactly is a shock collar? A shock collar, often known as an e-collar or electronic collar, is a device that uses a remote control or collar to deliver an electric shock to a dog. The shock is intended to serve as a deterrence or punishment for specific behavior. Shock collars are frequently touted as a simple way to train your dog or cure behavioral issues, but they might really cause more harm than good. In this section, we'll go over how shock collars function and some frequent misconceptions about their application, the definition and explanation of shock collars. A shock collar consists of a collar worn around the dog's neck, a remote control, and a battery. The collar features a small box with two metal prongs attached to the skin of the dog's neck. A small electric current is sent from the collar to the dog's neck when the shock button on the remote is touched. The intensity of the shock can be adjusted using the remote. Shock collars are often used for obedience training, behavior modification, and barking prevention. Common misconceptions about shock collars. Shock collars are harmless. In reality, shock collars can cause physical and emotional harm to dogs. They can cause burns, muscle wasting, and long-term damage to the nervous system. Shock collars are a quick fix. While it may seem like using a shock collar can immediately solve behavioral problems, they are not a long-term solution. In fact, they can reduce the effectiveness of training and cause long-term damage to the dog's emotional well-being. Shock collars are the only way to train a dog. There are many other methods of training and behavior modification that do not involve the use of shock collars. These methods, such as positive reinforcement training, can be more effective and do not harm the dog. Shock collars have harmful effects. Physical danger to dogs. Shock collars can inflict physical harm to dogs such as burns, muscle atrophy, and long-term nervous system damage. The shocks can sometimes be painful, making the dog uneasy and afraid. Dogs can suffer emotional trauma as a result of shock collars, which can cause fear, anxiety, and tension. These feelings can exacerbate behavior problems and make teaching more difficult. Reduced training efficacy. Shock collars can actually reduce training effectiveness and cause the dog to become less sensitive to other training methods. This is due to the dog becoming fearful of the shocks and possibly becoming anxious and disturbed, which can impede learning. Shock collars can also cause the dog to become more aggressive, since they may become protective in an attempt to escape the shocks. Shock collar alternatives. Positive reinforcement training is a type of training in which excellent conduct is rewarded with praise, food, or toys. The theory behind this strategy is that dogs are more inclined to repeat behaviors that are reinforced. Positive reinforcement training is successful, does not hurt the dog, and can deepen the dog-owner attachment. Professional training and behavior modification. Seeking the assistance of a professional trainer or behaviorist can be an effective strategy to handle your dog's behavioral issues. Positive reinforcement strategies are used by these specialists, and they can provide tailored training plans and support. They can also aid in the identification of any underlying medical or behavioral abnormalities that may be causing the problematic behaviors. Step 1. Identify the behavior you want to change. Is your German Shepherd a barking machine? A jumping bean? A leash-pulling chimp? Whatever the behavior may be, it's important to pinpoint exactly what you want to change. Step 2. Determine the cause of the behavior. Understanding the root cause of your dog's misbehavior is crucial to finding the most effective solution. Is your dog seeking attention? Trying to get something they want? Reacting to something in their environment? Once you know the cause, you can tailor your training plan accordingly. Step 3. Develop a training plan. Now that you know what behavior you want to change and why, it's time to put together a game plan. This should involve using positive reinforcement to reward your dog for good behavior and gradually teaching them to replace the bad behavior with something more acceptable. Step 4. Use positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is the key to successful dog training. By rewarding your dog with treats, praise, or other rewards when they exhibit the desired behavior, you'll be encouraging them to repeat it. Step 5. Gradually decrease the rewards. As your dog becomes more proficient at displaying good behavior, you can start to decrease the frequency of the rewards. This will help your dog build independence and the ability to perform the behavior without constant reinforcement. Step 6. Use distractions and redirection. If your dog starts to exhibit undesirable behavior, try to distract them or redirect their attention to something else. This can interrupt the behavior and prevent it from becoming ingrained. Step 7. Be consistent. Consistency is key in dog training. Use the same commands and rewards every time, and be consistent in the way you respond to the behavior. Do you want to develop your dog's hidden intelligence, to eliminate bad behavior and create the obedient and well-behaved Kalman without spending hours in training him? Check out the first link in the description below. Shock collars may appear to be a quick answer for behavioral issues, but they might cause more harm than good. They can inflict physical and mental harm to dogs, as well as reduce training effectiveness. Instead of using shock collars, consider positive reinforcement training and seek the advice of a professional trainer or behaviorist. These methods are effective, cause no harm, and can assist to build your bond with your dog. Remember that your dog's conduct reflects how they have been trained and handled, so choose training methods that are gentle, effective, and long-lasting. And if you ever have any questions or need extra help, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional dog trainer or veterinarian for guidance. So, be a responsible dog owner and make sure to train your dog the right way. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and tricks for dog owners. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.